We are going to be talking to Elaine-Morales from not-just-a-daydream.com. You know, as a busy mom, we get sidetracked sometimes and we feel that we can't fit in exercise into our daily routine. And she's going to be sharing a little bit about her story and how you can get yourself on track to living a healthier and therefore a better life. Welcome, Elaine.
Oh, thank you so much, Vanessa. Thanks for inviting me to this call this morning.
So, Elaine, you're the founder of Not Just a Daydream. Can you tell us a little bit about how did this journey begin for you?
It began, well, roughly one night sitting on the couch with yet another kind of Ben and Jerry's, watching a TiVoed episode of Anatomy, where I felt that despite all the wonderful things in my life, I have a wonderful husband, great kids, all kinds of stuff. I was self-employed, and on paper everything was great, but inside I felt miserable. I felt caught up in what I call food drama. You know, the constant self-talk around what I'm going to eat, what I should be eating, beating myself up for succumbing to, you know, craving, or eating again, or stress eating. I needed to be, you know, start over on Monday and I'll be good. And I just had hit a bottom with that. So I started on a transformation journey that was founded in nutrition and getting back to exercise, and I had a strong motivation to do that. But what I found along the way was it has more to do with our feelings about ourselves and learning to love ourselves and heal our relationship with our bodies and with food. Yeah. And instead of having negative motivations about how we need to fix ourselves or change ourselves, having positive motivation around new lifestyle habits into place. And that's, so I went to nutrition school to learn a holistic perspective around nutrition and food and healing and self-care. And I started my health and lifestyle transformation coaching business.
Okay. And that's, you touch on a lot of things that I myself have been a victim of. I was anorexic, and then I went from like one extreme to another, and then I became bulimic. I abused laxatives I still struggle sometimes with my relationship with food, and something that is just where I'm at with that, with the coping is I don't want my kids to inherit that, because obviously they learn that from me. Is how as we as moms, you know, we're always finding ourselves guilty of being too busy or being putting ourselves last. You know, everybody else is taken care of except us. And the reality is that if we're not taken care of first, nobody is going to be taken care of either. So what would be some tips, some pointers, you know, where do you draw your motivation from to get up every morning?
I think that women's capacity to nurture, to give, to be caretakers, all of us have it in some form, is a wonderful gift. However, if we're giving and never refueling our battery, you know, recharging ourselves and refueling ourselves, then we'll eventually have nothing left to give, and it'll affect us and it'll affect everyone else. So you're 100% right with that. We put so much pressure on ourselves, not just to do and take care of our families and succeed in our businesses and achieve our goals, but then we apply that same pressure. Well, I should be able to exercise. Why don't I need willpower? You know, why don't I have the willpower or the discipline? So my advice is to back up a little bit. First, get yourself into a positive space where you're practicing some self-compassion. Just practice thinking of yourself in loving kindness as you would with your children. You wouldn't, well, we won't berate our children into changing or doing more or becoming what we think they should be. And so I think that talking to ourselves that way isn't effective either. So that's the first thing I would do. And the second thing is not to think of an all or nothing, you know, I'm either all program or off program. I have to work out 5 days a week or do an hour of cardio or not at all. I have to be perfect on my diet or finish this thing or, you know, stay within my points every day or forget it. You know, I feel like an F on my paper. Yeah. The cycle starts again. So I say pick one thing that makes you feel good. Yeah. That you feel confident that you can achieve 80% of the time for a while. Even if it's just going back to taking your daily multivitamin.
Yeah.
Or stretching for 5 minutes in the morning. If you feel like you've fallen off track, pick one thing, because success is built on little wins, not on setting yourself up with such huge expectations and then crashing and starting that in your mental failure cycle again.
No, you said something right now that from when I met you has kind of been like has stuck to me. It's just a little phrase, that all or nothing mentality. I think we've been brought up thinking that that's the right way to just basically accomplish anything that we want in our lives. And with exercise and just kind of like a healthier lifestyle, I think that, every Monday it's like a clean slate. And if you don't get past that Monday, then you just, okay, the next Monday I'll start over again. And, but then you have those 4 days, 5, 6 days in between where you're doing exactly what you're trying to not do. And, just projecting yourself, okay, I'll start again on Monday. And I was giving myself permission, like you said, just giving myself, being compassionate with myself, because guilt plays a very huge part in many aspects, as mothers. When we carve some time for ourselves, we always tend to, oh my God, maybe I should be, reading to my son right now, or maybe I should be, spending this quality time, and I think that what you said is key. Even if it's 20 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's taking your multivitamin, that is allowing you to self-care and to care about yourself and to nurture yourself. I'm a huge advocate of self-care, in whatever way soothes you and really just gets you back into that zone, into mommy zone, because we're warriors, we bring these children into the world, and there's no instruction manual. One thing I wanted to talk to you about, which is kind of like a major issue, especially with women in general, our relationships with our body. We want to look good, we want to feel good, etc. But especially after having kids.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? Back, and my kids are teenagers now, but I can still remember those early days, months, those years. It's right after you had a baby, it's such a vulnerable time.
Yeah.
Your world is turned upside down. It's wonderful. It's exciting, but it's terrifying. It's scary. I never felt so insecure in my life than when I was parenting newborns and babies. Yeah. So we're so vulnerable, and I think it's safe to look outside ourselves for guidance. I think it's a great time. I know this now. If I could tell my 27-year-old self who's going through this now, it's an opportunity to go inward. I like to ask myself in stressful times, what's good about this? Yeah. And what's good about your post-pregnancy body is a time to think about how powerful we are as women, the miracle of creation. And I bet you, ask your partner, ask your husband. Oh, it drove me a little bit crazy when I was 9 months pregnant. My husband is sexy, big and pregnant, and then just full of life and curves and soft and round. He found that really sexy. I bet if you ask your partner, about it, they're looking at you a totally different way, and it could be a time to celebrate. Instead of thinking about carbs and fat grams and calories and, is this going to go right to my butt? Yeah. Think about putting in your body natural healing foods, that take the energy, the sun, the air, the water, the vitamins, and all the parts of the earth that are meant to heal our bodies and to keep us vibrant, and to think about our food choices that way, as much as we can, and to think about our movement that way, getting back in touch, and then we'll be more in sync with ourselves.
What would be the one thing you would say to another woman who's just trying to get it together, to live their life meaningfully and do the best that they can? What would be your one piece of advice?
Take some time every day. If you can find a quiet space, even if it's in the bathroom, that's all your life right now allows. Yeah. And just meditate on the mantra for a few moments or a few minutes. I am enough. I am enough. I have that says that a necklace pendant. I'm not wearing it now, but I wear it to remind myself. Because like you, I recommit to this process every day.
Yeah.
You don't get somewhere and you're not done. You're not finished. So I would say just to think, to try to breathe that in. Enough, no matter what's going on around me, what's going on inside me. I'm enough.
I love it. Love it. Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you.